different map maybe makes things a little bit more interesting. Like you noted, Misfits has a great online record on Cash. Liquid, though, it's their least played map overall in their map pool, so they have kind of that mystery. But look at Misfits. They're looking to work fast in the B, and they already have the entry.
Yeah, we're straight into the game. Misfits fast on the site, and they got a lot of utility as well. That's going to go straight out. So CT spawn blocked off now. Liquid pulled out of the site, and Devidevec even going in with the HE grenade. So now double entry here for the T side. They've taken control really, really fast. Liquid going to be stuck in for the retake, and while they have a kid on a lead which has been picked up off of a dead body, Liquid is still down 2 men. Not only that, but Misfits have utility, and they'll continue to smoke off the CT spawn. This round is looking over for Liquid. With that double smoke, it just solidifies Misfits' control into this round, coming into the post plant. And Liquid, they've got to forfeit it. They've got to save 3 on 5 in the pistol, and I don't even blame them.
No, not at all. Not when you have 3 armors and you have a kit. That's definitely going to be something that's going to be able to maybe propel you in a 4 spy in the next round to, have something to work with. Now you don't have to buy that armor behind your CZ. You already have it, and that just sets you up like long-term having a better economy, especially in a round like this where your chances of converting are pretty much slim to none. So Misfits starting off very rapidly here with that B attack, and they're going to get that 1-0 score. And so I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
Looking at this, we didn't really get much time to talk pre-game, but what are your thoughts? Obviously, we've seen the pistol go the way of Misfits. Would you say with this map pool that you would go the way of Misfits for this best of 1, or do you think Liquid could still clinch it out in terms of just being...
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I know Liquid hasn't played a lot of Cash, but I've watched the games they have played. They definitely have a deep playbook on their terrorist side. Yeah. So I suspect that they'll definitely be able to create action on the offense and get rounds there. I'll be interested to see how their CT side handles Sean Garrett and how Sean Garrett reads their defense and how he's able to find gaps and holes and pull off rounds. This half actually will be really the story to me on how Liquid reacts, as they are going to get a UMP actually on Elige because he had that extra money because he had already had the armor. He didn't have to buy it. He's going to play up close with the UMP. There is a boost. He's actually going to find a great timing. I thought that would work out, but Amanek, too quick with the MAC-10, does silence Elige's push, and Misfits will happily waltz into mid-control. There are a couple players at highway to worry about, but they're going to focus up on A main and basically bypass this.
Yeah, this is awkward now because while Liquid have good control towards middle, at least with that double setup towards highway, they've therefore given up A. And while it's good to play retake on A, when you've got pistols, when you've got unarmored on JDM and no utility as well, it's so difficult. They get back into the site just in time, and Nitro, he'll grab a quick kill as well as Twist. Liquid getting back into this round. Look at the damage done. 2 players tagged up and another one dead. It's all onto Amanek and Sick. Misfits, they had everything going for them. And even though they find that first pick with no trade coming through for Liquid, somehow the CTs are in the best position yet. Bomb not down. But Sick, he's stuck over in the backside position. Amanek going to push out a main in the meantime, gets the frag, turns it back into a 2-on-2, but there's still not time left. They need to get this bomb down, 30 seconds, and they will plant. JDM trying to pop off shots from the car with support coming up from Stanislaw, but Misfits, they're still down on the HP. The only issue for Liquid is going to be JDM and Armored. They need to find this first frag quickly, but somehow Amanek just crosses into the open, takes a kill onto Stan, and that leaves JDM alone. Liquid, a 3-on-2 has fallen apart, now all into the hands of the lone AWPer. No armor left to play with. Sick kills his teammate from the back of the site, and that's created an opportunity. JDM going to run right back in. He may be able to pick this one up, but he's got to hurry up. While a kit's in his hand, Sick's found the shot. And Misfits, they'll close it out, but a messy round at that.
Yeah, that was a circus of a round. I don't even understand what was happening there. I mean, we really hit the nail on the head that, the A-bomb site was wide open for business. I mean, after that opening pick, the focus was really on just kind of maintaining mid-control, and there was definitely a big opening in A, but then Liquid, they pop off with a couple of those pistols. They give themselves a chance to win. Then the team kill comes in. That even adds a little bit more to it, but eventually Sick and Amanek able to get the full house of frags and put that one away. And now they should have an easier time in this round as Liquid, of course, having to take that full save. Misfits going to be focused up on a B attack right away, it seems. They do have Sean Garrett lurking out towards middle. There are 3 in mid for Liquid, so they're going to try to see if they can have those fast rotations. Meanwhile, JDM just spotting the attack from heaven, and they're going to start barreling in any moment now, and they already have the clean entry onto Twist. So they should have no problems converting this.
Yeah, this round looks fairly safe. Molotov could catch out 1 player, but JDM going to get naded in the rafters. It's all left to 3 of Liquid, and only a P250 really stands here. USPs aren't going to be too useful up against these rifles, and of course the SMGs being very, very viable up against unarmored players. So Misfits, a clean 3rd round it seems to be for at least the time being. But As now we go into the full buy, we're going to be waiting to see if Misfits actually do keep with these SMGs. Do they want to run a fast B round, go for that bonus buy, or do they want to upgrade? I'd imagine in this kind of situation, they're just chucking a couple of rifles, keep maybe one MAC-10, for example. Usually, when you see more UMPs into the bonus, that's more common, but MAC-10s running into a buy round, a little more dangerous.
I actually know from talking to Sean Gares personally that he loves keeping MAC-10s because if he has a good feeling that there's not going to be a lot of head armor available to his opponent on the CT side, which is actually usually pretty common, right? Because a one-shot headshot is going to be there no matter what if you have helmet, if you're going against AK. So a lot of teams will not get head armor on CT side, especially opening gun round when you're trying to make sure you're getting a lot of utility out or you're trying to get your first op. And so I know Sean personally loves to hold on to MAC-10s as much as possible to be able to get the mobility of the MAC-10 and being able to still be able to get that one bullet headshot frag. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see at least one sticking around. And I think Amanek is actually holding on to a MAC-10. They may even have a tactic specifically designed to let Amanek get free with a MAC-10 and just be able to use that mobility, as there is only one player with head armor. It's going to be Stanislaw. So that could certainly factor in. But it seems like Misfits are favoring an A execute of some sort off the bat. They already have many of their forces gathered here at door and A main. They do have some utility as well. Just to do kind of a standard exec, we have Liquid actually getting a leash boosted up. That's going to be an angle that may not be anticipated by Misfits as they come out. You know, usually you're looking towards quad or default, something along that line. So that certainly could catch someone off.
Yeah, but Sean being very vocal, at least in the freeze time there. So Misfits clearly got a game plan into this round. They're going to be setting up, as you say, outside of A, looking to burst. We have 3 players coming in as Nitro's on the quick rotation, but it's fast up highway with a MAC-10. It's going to work out at least. Amanek with 1 entry, but everyone else on the site falls. Twist finds 2, and he still sits towards the back of the box, although traded. As Amanek comes back in, his teammates pinch in the middle, tries to get out with a flashbang. That's JDM with the AWP. He misses a shot. Support in, and Amanek, he may just do this for the round. Such low XP on JDM, but he hits the shot. And Liquid, they get themselves on the board, but that comes so damn close. Misfits, they lost all their players on the site.
Oh, man, that was really close. I thought Amanek was going to pull it off there in middle. JDM was definitely in a tough situation, but Amanek wasn't able to get that kill off fast enough. It gave JDM a chance to, like, recover, you know, get another shot out, and made it work. So that is going to be the first round going over to Team Liquid. And that means that they can, you know, get things going perhaps, but they do need to fear getting reset. That's going to be the big fear. Liquid looking to do something assertive at B lobby. They're pushing Nitro out the FAMAS. He's able to catch Amanek. He lines up a couple of more, doesn't find the frag, but JDM's here to follow up, and now Stanislaw greets. But look at this from Devoduvic and Sick. They've won the exchange. They have the man advantage now on this B-bomb site.
Yeah, this reset could be so good for Misfits, and they'll continue to find frags. Devoduvic silences the Legion to heaven, the one player that could have made the difference. And this leaves Twist alone. Really long rotation to come back in. And he's going to be stuck in a 1v3. Not looking good at all for the lone player of Liquid, but he's got to make this one work, otherwise the money is going to fall apart. First kill found, Devoduvic dead, but he still expects more towards the site. However, Misfits have perfect post plants. Both players move back into checkers and B main, so he's got a lot of angles to clear, and he realizes this isn't realistic. No kit to play with, not a lot of time, got to just hold on to his M4.
And that's going to be devastating for Liquid. Is going to have that economy reset right away and give Misfits a chance to really start building up a big lead on their T side. I mean, that round really did just live and breathe by the push Liquid had at B. You know, however that exchange goes was basically going to determine the round. And unfortunately for Liquid, Misfits just got one better out of that. Sick and Devoduvic, a great response, maintaining that aggression, not letting that pressure get to them, and using it to create an opening on the B bomb site. And now they're going to be in a really solid position now.
You've got to feel a little bit worried for Liquid as well coming into this one, right? Because, of course, this matchup is pretty close on paper when we look at recent results, but just coming off the back of, you know, this team not playing this map a lot, I was very, very worried when I saw it come in. I was confused. So already being reset, already being 4-1 down, and Misfits having a strong T side when it's typically their CT sides are a little bit stronger on this map. Yeah, not a good start so far for Liquid, I've got to say.
Yeah, it's jumping out there. 1 HP left after that crazy play with the MAC-10. Again, trying to use that mobility. Gets the pick. Shazam catches Stanislaw getting aggressive on B as well. They know that Liquid has the pressure on them to make a play. The onus is on them, right? I mean, they're sitting in a weird force buy. They just have that M4 save. They're trying to make things happen, and Misfits are just being patient, sitting back and collecting the kills off the aggression. Sean has a great read on things. JDM, though, has a little bit of a chance here.
Yeah, 1 kill comes through. Nitro smoking himself back into the bomb site. They might get a bit confused and might pre-fire this smoke because it's a bit out of the way as Nitro sits in the corner, looks for a gap, and he might spot Shazam with the AWP, but CZ, not the best for this kind of range. Misfits still playing slow and calculated, and I like this as well. They've got a 4-on-2, but there's no need to rush. They know, as you said, Liquid are in the position where they're forced to make a play, and make a play Nitro will. 2 is found. Twist is going to be left alone, but it's Sean Gares to shut it down. Misfits, another one on the board. They take down the anti-eco cleanly.
Indeed they do. Didn't really have any trouble with that. Never seemed in fear of that round slipping through their fingers, as they're now up 5-1, and still no money for Liquid. They did buy around that M4 in the previous round with some pistols. It didn't work out, so now they have to take the full save. This is where Misfits can just keep exercising this lead and extending it even further, as they will have those MAC-10s out, looking to farm some extra cash on players they know that are going to be unarmored and just on pistols. They're going to go for some type of A execute, it seems, and it's going to be a B stack from Liquid. You can't fault them for this. This is their best chance to win the round, is by doing some type of gimmick, some type of stack or push. It's just going to be unfortunate that as they play towards B, A is definitely going to be the intended target, and so they won't really have a chance to make too much of an impact.
Yeah, Liquid getting so unlucky with these setups as well. They're just giving up the A bomb site another round, and it's just free for Misfits. I mean, even though they found the first entry, this shouldn't be an issue at all for this T-sided team. They're just going to start chasing frags, and they've got double MAC-10 to do it. Sean Gares, another kill comes through, and Misfits looking to make this one absolutely flawless. There's no reason for the AK players to chase. Not only do they not need the money, that's down to this $600 reward on the MAC-10, but also, I mean, the round's theirs, right? Anything they go aggressively is just a risk that they could, throw away guns and potentially force himself to rebuy in later rounds. So, yeah, another one on the board for Misfits. Nothing too shaky once again for this T-sided team. Hoping to see Liquid finally come in with a good round, though. Otherwise, it could start to fall apart.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what they want to go to on their first round. I know that JDM's a very B-heavy op player, so he likes to just kind of take long angles from B lobby and just kind of let the rest of his team kind of focus up on rifling middle, but he's not going to have an AWP available to him in this round, as the money's just too tight. It's going to be 5 M4s across the board. They are going to still send him over there to kind of anchor B as he would with an AWP, and they're still going to try to focus up some rifles over here towards middle, or letting Twist anchor A, but Sick is moving so fast, and those Molotovs, they're going to be devastating, but Nitro still gets a kill somehow out of it.
How does he not get the second as well? Devo trades, and now Liquid, they've down a man. It's going to be Twist forced to make a play, but only one more frag. It's so quick back in response from Misfits. Luckily, Stanislaw comes back in through the B rotation to help things out, but in the meantime, Liquid, with all that presence shown in middle and off of the B rotation, they've given up A. So Misfits have got the bomb down. It's a retake in, and as we said earlier, the money was low for Liquid, so no kits in play. This is going to be a difficult one. They've got to move in fast, and we still have 2 Molotovs up. With an open bomb plant, Misfits are in the best place possible, and Shazam, another kill comes through. There's no need for Misfits to peek here. They can just molly off the bomb till the end of time, and they'll do exactly that. Stan, caught in the open. It's Sean Gares to shut him down. Another round for Misfits. When will this stop, Dust?
I'm not sure. I mean, everyone was kind of wondering, was the America's minor result just a flash in the pan, or was this a sign that Misfits were getting their acts together, particularly the French players on this team, because we've seen, little highlights from them throughout, but the consistency wasn't there. But Amanek was so on point at the America's minors, doing great in this game. Devo Duvic's also been pretty good as we're taking a look at him as well. He's been getting the numbers that he needs to, and Liquid again on the back foot, just some upgraded pistols sprinkled around. As Misfits have been playing very fast-paced Counter-Strike, I feel like when I've seen them on Cash in the past, they've been very slow, very methodical, very default. Sick playing from door, Amanek lurking B. Let's work a slow-paced mid-control. Let's go into a mid-round execute or late round. But they've really been looking to pick up the pace throughout this game, and now Liquid are going to do that themselves as they push into A main, but it's being cleaned up too easily.
Yeah, Sean Gares, you can just see Misfits know exactly what they're playing against. They just play passive. This is exactly how we saw the anti-force by just 3 rounds prior. Liquid getting aggressive, losing men. Yes, there's one trade in for Twist, but now with a lot of aggression shown towards A, Misfits going to start to probe the other side of the map. Not only is the bomb brought round, but Devo Duvec has taken checkers control, and into B he'll go. There's only one player on defense, and that's Stan stuck in the heavens. So right now, Misfits, again, they've read this round perfectly. They force Liquid to make a play, and while Twist will grab another kill at least with a deagle, that's through the wall as well onto Devo. It's going to be Misfits with a bomb site under control, and one player still left in checkers, but Shazam not expecting the smoke push. No one's holding it. Liquid get the man advantage back, but it's traded. Double kill from the MAC-10 that's been so prolific for Misfits. And again, they close it out. It's a little bit costly this time, but a round is a round, and 8-1 up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, Misfits have had an identity for the longest time of being like that team that just has the fundamentals down, just having that really good base foundation default, and then they sprinkle in aggressive executes. But now they've really brought that to the forefront of their game. We saw that a lot at the America's minor. We're seeing it again here, but they have a purpose every round. They seem to have a lean towards one direction. They always have some type of goal early round as opposed to just holding spots and playing default. And this time their goal is looking to do something maybe a little bit faster pace over towards middle, Liquid, they do have a double op setup in play now, so they're going to be able to anchor each site with an op and then try to get these rifles focused up and contest mid control directly. They haven't won this fight before, though. We saw last round even it was a fast mid from Misfits, and they're doing it again. Elish, though, from Vince. He's able to find one, but it's traded.
Yeah, at least they have mid control now, though, for Misfits. Bomb down, but they can pick it back up. And with the smoke going into Z, Liquid can't contest. The player there, JDM, forced back with the AWP. And while we have Twist still standing on the back of the A-bomb site, Misfits are far from committed. Shazam's looking to find a pick down on the B-bomb site to allow these players to split through vents, but it's so dependent on this kill. If he goes down here, the round's going to fall apart, and Misfits shouldn't be able to pick it up, but they're just going to burst in together, not waiting for Shazam to make the play. All three of them now down towards the B-bomb site, and a double setup on defense. With JDM having rotated off mid, Misfits have basically forced these CT players to play exactly where they need them. And Amanek, double entry. You said the French players were stepping up, Dust. You were certainly right. 3 kills so far this round. Liquid letting them completely bypass them on the site.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, you had 2 to each site for Liquid. They had a 4-on-3, but somehow Misfits are just able to creep in through checkers and come up through headshot angle, and just no one from Liquid knew. I'm not sure if there was just some weird timing or they were peeking B main and didn't realize that there was a maneuver coming out of checkers. I know that Misfits were being very quiet. Yeah, they did spin some utility in checkers, but they were slow walking their way through all the way, and they just caught a timing where no one from Liquid ever peeked checkers, you know, from the site. So this able to kind of waltz in. Amanek able to get a hat trick on the round, those 2 entries coming in over at B, and he's already up to 16 kills and 9 rounds played, so he's definitely been continuing that form from the Americas minor thus far.
And alongside that, Shazam, the player we usually say, you know, he has his, every now and then he pops up with this game and just absolutely destroys on LAN. Right now, he's 4-5. He's not having a great performance, but it doesn't seem to be holding Misfits back in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Elish, one of the key guys for Liquid, just really struggling over here. And you have to wonder, just is it a map familiarity issue? I mean, again, I know they have a deep playbook on T side, but it's one thing to know how you want to play and have like tactics in mind and know what positions everyone's going to play, but it's different when you don't have that official game time in an actual match setting where you're used to all the pressures and you're dealing with things on the fly. You're trying to deal with mid-round decision making. And if it's not a map that Nitro, for instance, has maybe called a lot on yet for this team, then those mid-round adjustments don't come as easy, right? Even Zeus as a coach, like how often has he had to coach this team through a game on cash and know what adjustments to make in his own right? So I think it could be a lot of it.
Yeah, and it's not even like Liquid are stuck on one of those unfortunate positions where you're just constantly getting reset and you can never build up your money, you can never get those guns in. We've seen a couple of rounds. They've had AWPs in play. They had the double AWP in the last buy round. It's just been a streak of rounds for Misfits with only 1 single reset, and that was after the first buy. So they've not got anything on the board here. They need to have a buffer because as we move forward to the second half in just a few rounds' time, if Liquid don't have rounds to fall back on, you know, pistol conversions, then the game is done. So they need to start things off soon.
Yeah, they really need to start winning out or at least making this somewhat more manageable because right now it's overwhelming the lead that Misfits have. Stanislaw going for a counter boost in vent, but there's no one at mid. The focus is able to great pop flash for Elysian Twist. They'll come through. They get 3 of the kills here, and things are looking very good for them in this round as Misfits are very much split up. The bomb isolated in mid-garage right now from his teammate. It's going to be so difficult for them to work their way back into it. Liquid may have just done it.
Yeah, but we've seen Misfits pull themselves back from unfortunate situations before. However, this time looks far too difficult. Sick is alone. He's running through his own molly as well. And it's going to be Nitro at the back of the site catching him off guard. Liquid finally back on the board, finally with 2. But now we go back to what we were just saying. We've not had this position where they've constantly been reset. This could be it. This could be where Misfits, who have all the money to fall back on, take another round, force Liquid down to eco.
Certainly could be the case, but Liquid have to fear that reset themselves. They have to do a decent bit of rebuying here. The money is going to be quite low, under 1,000 for a couple of their players and just over 1,000 for the others, so they're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination. Misfits is a little bit more comfortable in that regard, but Liquid, they are just trying to be assertive, kind of take action themselves, initiate, and that time around it worked out very well as opposed to some of their aggressive B plays in the past where things didn't quite pan out. They were able to make that one work, and again, Misfits having a little bit of a lean towards the A side of the map right away. There's really no B alert going on as well. So with them not having any map presence on that side of the map, you have to think they're looking to commit at A here any moment, maybe throwing some mid control as a part of it as well. As right now they're just anticipating some aggression. Shazam holding the angle, but this time Liquid's looking to play a bit of a retake A setup right now. A lot of more focus towards mid.
And with B as well, JDM's pushed up with the AWP, or at least he was. He's fallen back a little more passive. And they did have an early trip around B setup, but now they've rotated that. Liquid have put 2 players towards A, 1 back into middle. That's a leech, but with no utility, he's going to be left to hold this down on his own. This is very difficult to hold. Misfits have been putting a lot of pressure onto these A splits as well through middle. And with Amanek in a position where he could get boosted up, go over that top side of middle, and then split into the site, it could be an issue. But Misfits, they just want to barrel in, pile all their players through main. There's a good bit of utility left, but they're mainly on the B players as Liquid don't have a lot of defense left. The rotation comes through, and Twist, he gets one with a single AWP. Looking for a little bit more, they almost line up with Davidovec. Quick with the trade, and another follows up. It's the Frenchies all across the board once again. Misfits, 9 rounds in, looking to make it 10, but it's Nitro back in with a rotation. He's found himself up through highway. Bomb's gone down, though, for Misfits, so Liquid now left in the retake situation with a man down. They need to hurry up and get back in and find a frag. JDM does that, but Amanek with a good post-plant position to hold onto the bomb. The door's been opened inwards as well, so he can just play with Sick. Nades coming in, JDM still with a Molotov to force Sick out from this position, and it will do exactly that, but he doesn't expect the push. If he throws down the molly, he should at least be holding the angle, but now it's just Amanek holding him from behind, shuts down Nitro, and another round on the board from Misfits. A good first opener for JDM, but a sloppy Molotov towards the back of the site.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Misfits limiting angles they have to worry about as they come out the A bomb site. They had so many Molotovs on the field that round, quad, MBK, even into the site, so they can just hyper-focus all their vision onto just a couple of spots and make sure that they're setting themselves up to have a duel situation where as they come upon a player, they have 2 or 3 crosshairs on that guy, and they're at least going to trade out. But they got really clean entry, so that made things even more ideal. Yeah, the retake got a bit dicey, but I think Sick and Almanek in that situation had really great crisis management, dealing with it just fine. Now you have Liquid again with scraping the bottom of the barrel, and Misfits just having no trouble at all cleaning that up. It's a flawless victory to be expected. There was nothing from Liquid in that round as far as purchases go. And now they will be able to get some type of buy going here. As we're coming to the final rounds of the game, but they're going to take a timeout to think this one through.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, right? Because they've got a little bit of money, but after that reset coming in a few rounds prior, it's not fully lost bonus. So they want to make a decision. Do we buy up now? Do we get another limited buy where we don't have maybe the double open or even the single open unless JDM wants to go glass cannon? Utility will be less unless we get FAMASes, SMGs, no kits, for example. Or do we want to eco one more and not have a guarantee of picking up the round, but have everything we need, have that double up that we've been seeing on Twist and JDM. Yeah. And they are going to go for the preemptive buy. I wouldn't even call it preemptive. They're going to go for the buy. They need these rounds, right? They can't afford to keep giving away ecos and giving away buys to the other team.
I mean, honestly, in some of these situations, Misfits are just outgunning Liquid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they have good positions in the A-bomb site. Misfits is doing something that's not too tricky. It's a pretty standard execute, right? And they're just out-trading their opponent. I mean, across the board, man for man, the frags are just coming from Misfits. And sometimes it really does just come down to who's in better form with their aim. And in this game, it has been Misfits through the bulk of it, as well as that map familiarity probably just being there. And we'll have to come back and talk about that later. But this execute may be coming in here pretty soon.
Back to El Clasico for Misfits, just your normal A setup. No mid-split this time once again, but we've got a close position here from Liquid. They seem to have read this a little bit better, and they've put a solo player down towards B. That's mainly off the back of Misfits not playing too much B control early round. So we will be waiting for that smoke to dissipate, and Misfits should be ready to burst on in. They've got a lot of utility as well, and that's something that Liquid are lacking. Misfits aren't even trying to bait it out with flashbangs of their own. They're just waiting. So Liquid looking to adjust the setup, looking to retake mid-control, and with JDM as well as in connector, they can do this. The issue is, it again draws players off of this site. It means Misfits have an easier job of taking A unless Liquid are quick on those rotations, but this is going to be very, very difficult because it leaves the pressure now on Twist. Misfits just taking their time, but finally we're going to start to see this setup again. Lots of Molotovs as we have seen prior. Again, Liquid with a lot of control, so these Molotovs won't have a huge amount of effect. But Twist, he needs to start things off because he's already lost his teammate, Elige, dead to Storm, and now Twist looking for another one. But Misfits still haven't taken site control. They're running out of time, frankly. They need to make a play, and finally they're going to start to run out. Sick with another kill coming through, and Sean Gers another entry. Misfits are just running over the bomb site.
Again, this Liquid not really having a whole lot of utility to hold off any type of push, and Misfits just being able to kind of get in there and get the job done. And now Stanislaw, he has no business going for this. It's a 1 versus 5. He doesn't have a kit. Saving this M4 and armor is actually going to be really vital because money is so low on Liquid, right? Even though they're approaching, a loss bonus of 3 rounds, it's going to bring in a little bit of over 2K into the bank. I mean, look at what money they're left with that on top of that. I mean, no one's even going to be close to $3,000. So this M4 would be so good to have, but it's not going to happen as Misfits now go up 12-2. And we're seeing one of the most one-sided games we've seen all tournament outside of maybe Optic having that 14-1 half on Train against CLG. This has been just an absolute reckoning right now for Liquid.
And not the matchup you would expect today to be a reckoning. I mean, you know, I was leaning towards Liquid to win this one. Until we saw the map pick, I wasn't too sure. But
right.
I would have never have called, and I don't think anyone would have called, that Misfits would be a 12-2 up.
And now Cash will get called into question. Like, should they really have let it through? Do you let your least played map through against a team that is so good on Cash? This is probably Misfits' best map, and you've let it through even though you don't play it. Like, that will come into question now.
Maybe Liquid had something prepared. Maybe they had some idea coming into this game and done a bit of research on Cash, especially off the back of the last few games these guys played together were on, you know, just the same 3 maps. So
it is worth mentioning Liquid did play it at Epicenter qualifiers against Vega Squadron. Were able to come up with the win. They beat CLG at the minor on it as well. So in recent times, they have played it a bit more than, you know, kind of the rest of their career together as a 5. And they've had success on it those 2 times that they did play it offline. So maybe that's kind of factored in. But yeah, Misfits just a team that looked so well drilled on this map. Their T-sides have been very crisp, very disciplined. They're all on the same page. They don't make any mistakes. It's just been kind of a walk in the park for them, and this round has been no exception to that rule. Already into a 5-on-2 with the bomb going down the B-bomb site. Yeah,
I like the variety of their play. They've been going for fast, slow, holding on those anti-ecos, etc. But now we've got to see a retake for Liquid, and it's not looking good. 2v5, as you say, and already the Molotov spreading, so Stan can't push back in. Flashes through, they've got to push together. They've got to try and get these trades effectively. 1 kill, make that 2 as well. The site cleaned up by JDM, but he's not going to get any further. Amanek shuts him down with 2 kills there coming from the Checkers, and 24-7 after just 1 half dust.
You know what's crazy?
When do we see that?
Yeah, not only is Amanek top fragging, but one other thing that Amanek's been able to do is any time that Liquid looked like they were close to making a retake work, Amanek would always come in and like find the final 2 frags around to ensure that it didn't actually unfold that way. So not only is he topping the charts, but the frags are having massive impact in closing rounds. He's also been opening rounds. I mean, Amanek is traditionally kind of a lurker on this team, plays a lot of peripheral roles, but there was a lot of moments there in that half where you saw him in an execute kind of really helping trade frag and like lead the charge of opening up the bomb site. And then again, he was there to be the closer to stop Liquid from pulling off a miracle. I think there was like 1 round on A. I know Amanek closed it in a 1v1 from Squeaky Door. You had that round right there where, you know, JDM was getting a couple of kills. He's like, okay, hell, Liquid might actually pull this off. And then Amanek comes in and says, nah, and closes the door in their face. So absolutely brilliant half from that man.
Yeah, for sure. Looking for him as well in this second half, but we may not see much of it if Misfits kick things off with a pistol, assuming they take it now that it's 13-2 and take those conversions as well. We won't even see a buy round from Liquid. They'll have to force early. So we're at the very least hoping for a bomb plant for Liquid so they can get that buy-in, but even then, I mean, it would be a second round buy. They wouldn't wait till 15-2 because then, you know, you have to get a flawless 13 rounds in a row, which, well, judging by the way that Misfits T-side went, is always possible, but I'm not holding out for it. Liquid are going to need this pistol round, putting it plain and simple. Otherwise, this game is just over.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not any room for mistakes anymore now for Liquid. I mean, they came out flat. They never really recovered. They were never able to string their rounds together, so their economy was always in the bin basically the entire half. The 1 round they won was like an aggressive push on A main, but other times they tried to be aggressive. It didn't quite pan out, so they couldn't consistently make those assertive rounds work for them. And again, I just wonder if it's a case of not having been put on a situation on Cash before this game where they were really under the weather and struggling to find things that worked on their defense. They may not be used to seeing that. I mean, I don't know what maps they practice or how often they put scrims on Cash, but to me it looked like they really struggled to figure out how to adjust to Misfits' fast-paced play.
Well, we're going back into the pistol round now. The second pistol round. And Liquid starting things off on this T side, what are we going to see from them? We've got to hope for some depth into this round because if they don't pick it up, as we said, the game is looking to be over. Armor in across the board, mainly for Misfits. We've got a default buy, actually. A Molotov as well, and Sick, and Shulgaz with the kit. This will be interesting to see. A bit of utility up for Nitro, but other than that, it's armor across the board for Liquid as well. I'm very interested to see what they can throw in at this kind of scoreline. And the Misfits, I mean, they're just going balls to the wall, fast up towards B. 4 players here, Stan. He'll hear these footsteps. He needs to find the kills to make up for it, and he does. 1 onto Shazam, but it's already the fallback from Misfits. They don't look to trade that kill. They give it away and let Liquid take the man advantage.
Yeah, so just a fast-paced play here from Misfits, but they kind of, you know, cut the bleeding off right away, right? They didn't commit to trying to get their revenge frag. They just immediately fell back everyone, get into more default spots. But this gives Liquid an early advantage to work with here. They have a smoke flash on Nitro, so they could do something basic on the A-bomb site, you know, to smoke off highway, flash their way into the A-bomb site through default, and just make sure that they keep leveraging this man advantage that they have. As you do see Nitro at the back of A main with that utility bombs coming door. So it does look like the commitment A is going to be coming in now. Just one player, Chuck, just kind of jiggle peeking.
Yeah, we have the buy for the retake on Sean Gez with the kit, but Misfits really no defense on this site. So a big round going to be needed from the player on car. Sick can't see anything with the smoke down, and Liquid bomb plant in the open. Now, typically Misfits would be okay for this retake, but considering they lost that first player, it's going to be very difficult 5-on-5. A dink comes through, no idea where from. Twist is down to 6 HP, and Misfits, they've now got to move on in. This is the best opportunity they've been given, at least considering they lost that first pick onto Shazam. So they're going to start to move back in through Highway. Devuduvek and a couple players coming up through Makar in the meantime as well. Although time's taking a lot of, well, push is taking a lot of time, sorry. They need to move back into the site. They're still losing players in the meantime. Devuduvek and Amanek, the Frenchies, left standing, but listen to the bomb. It's already over. There's no way they'll be able to retake this round. Very slow for Misfits. I get going for the A setup, at least with one player, but when you're a man down, it's so risky.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, I guess they felt that they had to play retake A at that point because you're down a man, and you just have to kind of, keep your forces loaded up over towards B and middle, and just kind of, you have to gamble at that point, and they gambled on playing retake A. The smoke that Nitro had, though, basically eliminated any option for the Truck player to get an easy peek on someone crossing A main to site, and just really made sure that Liquid were going to be able to get the A bomb site no problem. It just came down to whether or not they were going to be able to get the frags on the retake, and they couldn't. And so now Liquid, of course, will buy into this. AKs across the board, except for Nitro, who has the lone UMP. Fast mid control coming out here from Liquid. No hesitation whatsoever on this. They've already pushed Nitro way deep to white box. Have a smoke on Z. Shazam lingering around by it, but no commitment from either force. It's another retake A setup here from Misfits.
And nice to see Liquid playing passive as well, not giving away anything early on. That was at least what Misfits did on their T side. Played their anti-ecos very, very well. Shazam, he's going to look to make a play in middle, but with the USP and no armor, good luck. Twist takes him down. First kill for Liquid, and still with plenty of rifles up, this should be a somewhat convincing round. The only slight question mark is if they walk into this B stack, Misfits might be able to get work done with the pistols. So Liquid need to play very slow, they need to play methodical, and they need to try and probe up the map before they commit towards a bomb site. Devuduvek moves back into middle.
Yeah, you see them coming up highway right now, just slowly waltzing in. Bomb will come safely through A main. Sanzal got a kill on Sean Gez at B, so that'll hold that second player in place. But Devuduvek and Amanek, the two Frenchies here with the pistols, looking to see if they can't catch the highway across from Truck. But a nice flash comes in, forces them back a bit, and gives Liquid the space they need to hunt them down. And that's going to be an easy cleanup here for Liquid at this point. Just sick with the CZ armor, trying to save it, I'd imagine, in B, but going to be difficult to do. I know Nitro at least would maybe look to hunt with this UMP and get some extra cash, but the AK players may think better of it, just trying to make sure they keep those guns, keep their economy just right.
Yeah, this should be good for Liquid at least moving forward, but again, I'm just waiting to see that first buy from Misfits, right? We've got these ecos in, yeah, that's okay, but the thing is they didn't throw a lot of money into some of their players on their force buys, so that means they're going to have a good bit of utility moving forward, maybe even the AWP into the first buy round of the half. And, that's not too bad for Misfits. It gives them a bigger opportunity to close this out before Liquid start to pull the comeback. That being said, money's still looking good here for the T side. They've built up a little bit of cash to fall back on after losing no players on that anti-eco. We've now got just bare bones buy for Misfits, a CZ up on Devo. But if you see, most of these players are around the 3K mark. So holding on to some cash, hoping to see a bit more utility. It was something that Liquid at least lacked on their CT side at times. They didn't have kits on a few of the buy rounds. I mean, we even saw JDM play glass cannon every now and then. So Misfits already setting up to not be in a similar situation. We've just got a flash play into middle from Sean, everyone else bursting through, but Liquid, they're not biting.
It's just Misfits doing a stack on highway. It's their fastest rotation point to either site, and so they're just trying to work together, see if they can't make basic pistols work by just being overwhelming with numbers, and they get a pop flash on a Liege. They take him out. They may even be able to push down and grab that gun, but the A attack coming in simultaneously. But look at Sean stepping up to the plate with the USP, actually finds one, but now Liquid seem to be getting this a little bit more under their control. But that AK is in Devuduvek's hands, and that gives them a little bit of option. They also have a Molotov to clear out quad on the retake, so there might be a way in for Misfits.
Yeah, especially with Nitro being tagged as well. This could be doable, and they may as well at least give it a shot before they commit with a save on that rifle. So looking back in for a kill, Shazam goes in first. He's low, so he's going to be just playing trade from Sick and Devo. As they push back in, Stan grabs a kill from main. So the crossfire setup on the site looking good for Liquid, but it's all about whether the trade is found for Misfits and not being given anything here. And as a result, Devuduvek is already going to fall back towards spawn, looking to hold onto that AK. The buy's coming out regardless for Misfits, so there's not too much pressure on this save. All it's going to mean is, in the long term, he has money to fall back on. He'll have full utility here. He can maybe drop something over if someone else is struggling slightly. I know Sick forced into that second round, so he may need a gun just so he can buy up full utility. but we'll see how they distribute the money as they go into the first buy. Liquid up to 5. Maybe this is where it stops.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what Liquid wants to open up with. When I watched their game at ESL1 New York against Astralis, which they lost in overtime, actually, so it was a pretty hot contest. On their T side, they were actually really favoring doing early round commitments. Like, they're either going for fast-paced mid-control, they were going for fast side executes. They weren't really bogged down in slow defaults very often, so they seem to really like to be active and rapid. Very similar to what we actually saw from Misfits in the first half, so I wonder if we're going to see kind of a similar story as far as, you know, Liquid pushing the pace and trying to have a fast-paced game, as we do see them actually going for the mid boost right away. And Elise has already found the entry on the Amanek out in the middle. So again, that fast-paced mid-control at the forefront of their first gun round. But look at Sick. There's a chance that he might make something happen on this push. Does he want to commit all the way, though, is going to be the question.
Oh, he may need to, because Liquid, they're rotating. They're bringing the bomb back down towards the B side of the map. So if information is gained from Sick from this push, he can just call for the early rotation. But a very fast execute from Liquid. Everyone's already out the site for Misfits after that first kill. And Sean Gares, he's got to rotate back in, spots and drops the bomb. But a Molotov comes in to heaven, so he can't make a play. He can't go further. It's a 4-on-4, and at least it's traded back. But the Molly going to force Stan out of position. He does get the plant just in the nick of time, but they don't have utility left, only one smoke, and Twist needs to throw that down. It will be at least placed towards the CT spawn, so Misfits held out for the retake, but still Liquid have tagged players, and Misfits have one kit left on Devidovek. This is surely a round they go for, but they're actually looking to save already.
Yeah, I guess they didn't really see a way in. I mean, they did have one incendiary on Sean Gares, and they had a couple of smokes and a flash that they could have maybe used to maneuver their way back in, but I guess just thinking about their economy, thinking, okay, if we lose all these guns, we're going to have to take a full save. Better to just maybe hold on to your guns, get out of there, because they just caught way out of position in this round. I mean, after they lost the exchange at middle with Amanek going down to Elige and Sick pushing A main, you would think, okay, like we have A main under our control, we can rotate extra players to B and have a proper defense there, but they never really got those players in position fast enough. Liquid already was into the B bomb site before, you know, they could get those reinforcements to that side of the map, and I think Misfits just got caught way out, maybe misread the situation. Either way, they'll just carry these guns over, and they're going to be able to still keep a full buy, including Shazam having an AWP. Yeah,
it's not the end of the world here. They've got another opportunity, but it just means that, you know, not picking up that round means Liquid start to pull this comeback a little more, you know, into question now. Of course, we've still got a while to go, but never count them out. That's one thing you've got to know. And Nitro, unfortunate start, just gets tagged up through the wall. Going to be looking to find that player on the boost spot in the connector, and Liquid now slowing things down. Misfits don't bring in any early aggression, at least they'll just sit passive, but maybe that'll change. Already a main control going to be taken, Devidovek pushed up, and a deep Molotov in.
Yeah, this is going to deny so much space to Liquid with Misfits being able to hold to A main. They either need to retake that at some point, or they're going to have to just focus up on doing some type of mid-B split. As long as they can catch the right timing on it with these players too pushed up into A main, they may not be able to rotate quick enough through highway to assist some type of mid-control or B play. So we'll just have to see if Liquid catches that timing. They do go for that heavy mid-control. They have a player out already. It's going to be Elige kind of leading the way. Twist to back him up. That bomb's tucked into B main with Nitro and Stanislaw, who's normally the B lurker. He's just going to have Nitro's assistance on this one. So a mid-B split seems to be in the cards. It's not a lot of utility behind it, though, actually. Just one smoke for CT spawn. And that's really about it. And then when the retake comes in, they won't have much either. It's going to come down a lot to Angels, because really no one has nades.
Yeah, all being dispersed. 30 seconds left as the push comes through, and Sean Gares, he pushes out through the heaven. They don't expect it. One kill. He catches the bomb as well, and that's left with 30 seconds. They need to pick it back up. Liquid losing men on the site, and Shazam going to follow up with the AWP. It's now all onto Elige. A 1v4, but nothing comes through. A nice round from Misfits there. They pre-rotated. They had the setup down towards B, and it's 14 rounds.
Yeah, it's just the power of being able to maintain A control as a CT. B in A main had that information. It lets you kind of cheat players over. It also didn't help that Liquid just only had one smoke for B, so there's no way to block off Heaven. They wanted to kind of hold on to any, you know, Molotov they may have, maybe for the retake situation. So Sean Gares just able to walk out on the balcony and just pop off a couple of kills with no response frag from Liquid. Got to be able to trade more efficiently, especially when you know that you have to leave Heaven open. You have to face it and get those kills, and it just doesn't happen.
Misfits changing up the setup, though. They've got 3 players in mid this time. One player, that's Sean Gares, just sat towards the top side of the box. And Misfits, you know, a good setup. It allows for quick A rotation. They have more pressure on an area that Liquid now may exploit, being, you know, forced into an awkward spot after losing that previous round. But again, there's always reset potential here for the T side.
Yeah, I like this. Sean Gares just making sure they're rotating incendiaries on boost spot. They know how much Liquid want to have early round mid control, and Misfits are looking to contest that directly with their utility. And now Sean Gares maybe holding an angle they don't really expect. Like, you expect someone to be vents or up close, not just on top of the hut like this. It could definitely be a way he can catch the first guy off guard.
Yeah, but there's about to be 3 players peeking into this position, so it's a little dangerous for Sean. He's got to be careful. Spots the legs of a twist, sorry, but he goes down. Sick looks to trade, but it's a lead from the boost. And Liquid, they pulled this one into question now for Misfits. It's a 3-on-5. Again, not in a position to save because they don't know where the commitment's coming through. Liquid could just split up the highway or go through vents, and they actually have the options for both, with the player being down in Squeaky and in B main. This is a really nice setup for Liquid, and they've slowed it down. Knowing Misfits are in a position where they're the ones forced to make the next play, they need to get the pick, and they will. Shazam drops out A control, so with that, Liquid are surely just going to burst into B because they have that player pushed up through B main, and Elige, another great entry shot coming in onto Devadevek. It's traded, and Amanek drops a bomb, 3 kills. He's going to shut down this B play. We talk about him always doing this, and he does it again, Dust. Every single round that Liquid get into a good position, Amanek shows up.
Call him the damn closer. I mean, every single round you think that it's over for Misfits. Liquid are going to bring it back. So many retake situations where it looked like Liquid were going to get it in that first half, and, you know, Amanek just came down and laid down the hammer. And this round, it looked so good for Liquid. The mid-exchange went so well for them. They had every single advantage they could hope for, but Amanek just puts on a clinic. Looks like he's DMing out there right now, just laying down the quad kill. He has so many frags in this game. He's had so many impact plays, and that could be, excuse me, one of the final nails in the coffin of Liquid for Cash, as they only have 1 round left before Misfits take this. They have to win out just to get into overtime, and that would be 9 in a row. They've yet to show us any type of proof that we could be confident that could even happen at this point.
And not only is Amanek at 30 kills, but Shazam is on 6 right now. 22 rounds in. They don't even need the AWP. They have no pressure on them. And even though Shazam isn't performing, it doesn't make a damn difference. As now Liquid up against the wall, backs against the wall, looking to make a play towards the A-bomb site. 3-man defense here from Misfits, all players committed. And with the bomb coming its way through Squeaky, Liquid can't fake this one. They have to go for it. With the bomb in main, they can rotate it back quite easily, but with it up into Squeaky, this hints towards a commitment for this T side. So they're going to make a play. Nades going out, already bursting out through the door, and Shazam caught off guard. He's going to miss a quick shot. Devadevek goes down as well, and everyone dropped on the CT side. Liquid back in with an opportunity, and with the Misfits players so far away, they may even just consider the straight-up save.
Especially with the reset coming in as well. Yeah. You really love to hold on to these M4s just to make things easier, maybe be able to drop guns for people, or just, you know, try to make sure you keep your economy established in this half. Don't give Liquid away back in by fumbling your money. Sean Garrett has managed to catch an exit here on Stanislaw, and we may just kind of settle down now at this point, as Misfits have pretty good positions to save these guns. It doesn't seem like Liquid are too keen on chasing much more. So it will be a 7th coming in for Liquid, just doing a nice little A execute. And honestly, in that round, I think Shazam just got caught just way off guard. Like, he got caught with nades in his hand, so they're already pushing into the site. I don't know if maybe he just didn't hear them coming in, or a miscomm or what have you, but he didn't have his op out when he needed to. And then even though he got a little bit of time to recover, because, you know, Liquid didn't kill him right away, he never got the op shot off he needed. And Liquid just able to kind of bulldoze over the A-bomb site and keep themselves alive for now. They even have a double op set up now coming into the T side. I saw a second op in someone's hands. I'm not sure if they'll keep it or not, but definitely do see it there, and yeah, it will be JDM and Nitro.
I mean, at this point, 15-7, just throwing the double up for the sake of it, right? It can't hurt them too much. They've got a huge road left to bring this one back, and off the back of the save, a WMP is found for Misfits, but it really could be a better buy from them. That being said, it might not limit them. And JDM, that's a spawn shot, I think, coming into Shazam. He takes down the other AWPer. So a great start here for Liquid. They're going to kick things off with a man advantage, and exactly what they needed, coming into this pivotal round, as every round will be, until they bring this one to OT, if that's possible.
Yeah, just Nitro holding an angle in main with his AWP. JDM trying to be a bit more active with his looking for something. He's already got that one pick, the spawn pick that we talked about. We do see a player here in closet for Misfits, so trying to have some presence middle. He has some support from Highway as well. I believe that's going to be Sean Gares with an AWP, actually. He's gotten Shazam's that's fallen down, so trying to keep that in play, recycling it, so to speak. But Liquid being a lot more patient this round off the back of their pick, just trying to kind of try to leverage their advantage, not try to commit to anything too crazy. I would imagine they're still going to go for mid-control at some point because they just love it so much. Devadevek is going to get flushed out by a molly, and Liquid used that kill to capitalize on mid-control. And now all their options are open to them, with Elige just flexing himself out here towards Highway. Bomb still back in garage, no commitment. Stanislaw's moving into B by himself now. He'll be able to soon see that it's clear.
This makes it so obvious, though. I like the setup from Misfits. They throw three towards the A side of the map, but with Sick getting aggressive there and them already finding a pick from Nitro, it's so obvious that Misfits have this setup now, so Liquid can just rotate. They take B site for free. They don't even clear the site. You can see the confidence on this team. They know exactly what's going on. So Misfits have to give up that side of the map and give up the round as well. 8 found for Liquid, as I'm assuming that Misfits won't be going in for the retake here with 2 players left standing. They surely want to hold on to that AWP and M4. And now Lostbone is going to begin to build here for the CT side. Not what you would expect, considering this has been, you know, all Misfits game. For Liquid to show up against map point, and you know, it's nice to see, but it could be too little too late because they have such a long road ahead of them, as we've already said.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Misfits are able to retain the double op as well. That's going to help them out a lot, and 2 kits. So despite the fact that their money is quite low, it's only 1,900 coming in. So you're really not going to have, you know, like just under 3K basically is your highest money. But because you have 2 ops saved, if they hold on to them, you might be able to get like some P250s out there and try to make something happen with an op. Try to go for a pick, you know, try to peek into A-man with the pop flasher, you know, try to peek down B lobby. Usually pretty safe to do that early on, watching people cross in the sunroom. I'd really love to know how JDM got that first kill. I know they got rid of the body wall bang that people know from G2, but there's another one you can do from the back fence that's essentially the same thing. So, yeah, I guess that's probably what he did.
It's just far harder to hit that one if you go towards the back side. And I assume Misfits aren't going to be playing the same timing every time pushing in now after that kill, so they'll expect that as a possibility. We actually don't have the full force behind this one for Misfits. They have the double AWP in play, but Devek and Sean Gers, they don't even have armor, and they've already lost one of the AWPs anyway. Shazam dead in middle once again. Not having the best of games himself, but it's yet to come back to hurt Misfits. Sean Gers looks to retrieve the AWP, but he's going to be pressured in middle. Can't go for anything there with just a P250.
Yeah, so it's just really going to come down to what Omnet can do with the AWP. I know he's been a second opper at times for this team, so definitely in his hands he can make things happen. Sick does have that CZ, but just doesn't have a lot of HP to play around with. In the meantime, Nitro clearing out Highway from Vince. Twist will push up off the back of it. A nice flash comes in as well to push Sick off and allow him to have the 1v1 facing with Devaduvic, which he wins. And so now it's a 5-on-2. Everything seems to point in the direction of Liquid taking this round. They have the mid control. They're coming through Vince now. Stanislaw clearing out P lobby. There's no one here for Misfits, so this should be round number 9 for Liquid.
Yeah, what I would say, at least from this half, at least from Liquid, it seems like they've been very good at getting these opening kills, and Misfits have never actually started off any CT rounds with the man advantage. It's always been Liquid finding 1 or 2 entries, and then Misfits, you know, they'll pull it off the back of Amanet getting, you know, that 4K on B, or they'll save usually. It's never a man advantage for the CT side. So I'd like to see some aggression, to be honest. I'd like to see some early pop flashes. Get yourself into A main, get yourself some B main control when you've got that AWP up into your hands as well.
Or there was this one round where they kind of chain incendiary boost spot and kind of held Liquid off of it for a while. And the only thing that went wrong, though, is that the way they played off the back of those incendiaries, where they actually had Sean Gers on top of like mid hut, which is an off angle. So you think, okay, maybe he catches someone off guard, but it didn't work in that round. But maybe if you chain incendiary and you have like multiple players playing up close on mid garage, you could maybe contest Liquid's mid control better, because Liquid have been very efficient in their mid control, which is like one of their favorite things to do on this map. So if you can shut that down, you can maybe limit their options. Though I do know that Liquid has some crafty executes in their playbook. I'm just not sure if they still remember how to do them, or if they're going to be, you know, well drilled on them. If you haven't thrown those nades in a while, you might be off a smoke or something and ruin everything. But they definitely have some more complex execs they can go to adjust. But the thing is, it only takes 1 round for Misfits, right? There is no room for adjustment for Liquid. They have to be perfect from this point forward.
And talking of that as well, we counted Liquid out after that first half. Even after winning the pistol, I still kind of counted them out. We're at 15-9 now. At what point do you start considering this to be the real comeback, or are you still sitting pretty safely in the favor of Misfits right now?
With Misfits' economy, the way that it has been through a lot of these rounds that Liquid have won, I haven't seen enough like full gun rounds yet out of them, so I don't think they're too worried just yet. I think if they lose, you know, maybe 1 or 2 more straight up gun rounds, like then maybe they're going to be okay. The thing is, they only have CZs this round, so if Liquid gets 10, you buy up next round, you lose, it's 15-11. Now all of a sudden the pressure's on. I think.
Yeah, and of course on CT side as well, it's so annoying to get that money back up. And we're going to be seeing a buy eco up until when Misfits close out the game. As you said earlier, no room for error.
And here is what I was talking about, the chain incendiaries and then get way more focus at top middle. Yeah, it comes on a save rather than some type of buy round. But with the CZs, it could be very effective if someone tries to come out mid-main.
Yeah, these are definitely the rounds where you throw in the curveballs. You know, the worst case scenario, you completely lose it. It doesn't matter. It was only a half buy or an eco. but best case scenario, you can pick it up just off the back of a cheesy strat. But this is the issue. We've seen Liquid Molotov this trash position numerous times on their mid control anyway. So Misfits putting a double setup is cool. And even if the molly comes down, they can rush through, grab a kill. But it's a bit dangerous because Liquid may predict it. And it's a slow round as well from the T side. They know that Misfits have this low buy, so they're just waiting for the push.
Looks like they're going to go for an A exec. I mean, you see them 2 players lined up outside A main with set smokes that usually are going to fall somewhere towards balcony and highway to just like really make sure that no one truck or highway can get vision on the A bomb site. And then they're going to come out late mid. Kind of an equal exchange, and the bomb has dropped in the hands of Devoduvic, so this could get very scary, but JDM, he could be the hero here. He's gotten 1. It's a 3-on-2. Just waiting for his teammates to gather up so they can take this back together. They're running out of time, though. Yeah,
they still have that molly left on JDM used for this close corner. I'd like to see him use it before they burst, but he just runs out with a P250. Expects 1, but not the second. However, the trade is found, so Liquid, they still keep it going. But good damage done from Misfits. They threw in just pistols. As you said, they went for that aggressive mid play that we saw a few rounds prior, and then nets out them, 3 frags on that CT side. Not too bad considering the buy, and that just gives them a bit of a boost to economy. But the issue is, again, it's not like we're going to be seeing resets, for example, from Misfits. All it takes is 1 round. So damage doesn't make huge difference because Liquid will win every round until the game's over. So Misfits still, they have the AWPs up on 2 players, and again, they throw in this mid-control dust.
Yep, exactly. This is what we were talking about earlier. Just get in their faces with rifles, get those incendiaries out, and just anchor sites with AWPs. As Amanek pushes door, gets Nitro, a great opening kill to find. You also have 1 op anchoring outside B as well. It's going to be Shazam holding that sight line. So Misfits can just hold and contain at this point. They have a great setup.
Yeah, and this is what we said Misfits needed. They need to get aggressive and find that first kill. It's all these buy rounds they're losing because Liquid find the first couple of entries and then they just burst a bomb site. So now with that pick coming down towards A, Liquid look to shift their ideas. On the other side of the map, it's B. Only 1 player sits on the site. That's Shazam with the AWP. And while we have Sean Gez available for that quick rotation, Sick is going to be in middle as well. So right now, Misfits, they're going to be able to rotate quickly back into this side of the map. That being said, Liquid only have 1 man to really contend with, and that is the AWP of Shazam. He needs to start now, and he does. Bomb drop picked up, and Stanislaw trades. Sean Gez drops in through the vents, but again, it's back and forth. Luckily, Sick is also on his heels, and he'll be able to grab a kill, almost blocked in the vents. But the bomb should be retrieved, and Liquid, they can go get it down on the site. The only issue is it's 1 player standing against 3, Twist. And he's got to keep this one alive for Liquid. Misfits running back on in. They only need to play groups. Don't need to push in 1 by 1. He's stuck on the site, and he can't get away for the post plant towards CT, for example. First kill found, and no trade. Liquid just managing to pull themselves back in, and Twist 3 frags. How on earth did Misfits give him that round?
Yeah, just facing him 1 by 1, letting Twist just use that high skill ceiling he's so well known for, that crisp aim that he has at his disposal. Just lining them up and knocking them down, doing his best Amanek impression. We've seen Amanek do something from this exact same spot, very similar, earlier on in that half, but this time it's Twist dealing it out. And it's good to see because that keeps Team Liquid alive into this game. That round looked all but Misfits. They had the opening pick. They had an advantage throughout basically the entire round. Even when things got a bit dicey with those exchanges in B, they still managed to stay ahead and in front. But Twist, big individual effort, keeps his team afloat.
What a mistake from Misfits. This is really going to come back to haunt them, I think, at least mentally, right? They should have closed out this game a while ago. It was a 13-2 half for those just tuning in, and Liquid have brought this all the way back. It's definitely coming under question now, especially with the money of Misfits being pretty shocking.
Just CZs and a Deagle into this round and limited utility on Sean Gers. They can do some type of pop flash push with CZs and try something gimmicky. Looks like that's what's going to be the case at A. You can see 4 players gathered up in that site. Looks like they're going to push door and A main simultaneously. But JDM holding an angle with the AWP. He's going to catch on to this, and Nitro already has a frag with an HE grenade. But Shazam, he might catch a timing, but nope, JDM too wise. Patiently waiting back and finding the kill. Amanek able to get a little bit of something going here with Sick, and they actually get the bomb down, but JDM has just been on point with this AWP, always able to have the trade back. So Liquid, they do seal this one up 12-15, and we're getting dangerously close to overtime territory at this point.
Yeah, I think at this point we're probably going to see it, right? It's only going to be a couple of buy rounds away from Misfits. If they lose this one, it's 13-15, and then we see again another eco for Misfits or another half buy before they actually invest for the final one for the 30th round.
Yeah, we had a double op coming back out for Misfits. I imagine they're going to do something similar to the last time they had this. Anchor sites with ops, mid-control with rifles. I mean, the last round, they had a 3-on-1 because of how they played that. They just lost the clutch to Twist, so I can see them repeating this as they are getting pushed back by utility, though, and Nitro able to get some space.
Yeah, quick into middle. He's got support from Twist, and that actually works out. He grabs a kill, and Nitro gets it on the spray as well, fully blind, but the shot lands onto 6 head on the sandbags there, sorry, as Misfits, while they bring in aggression towards Squeaky. Amanek's pushed up, but the bomb, it's going to be rotating the other side of the map.
Yeah, I think there Liquid just had great counter utility to stop Misfits from being able to get up close. They got the space they needed to find ways to trade, and they get those entries with Nitro and Twist really well managed. Now they have a 4-on-3, but look at Sean Garrett's position. Oh, it gets sniffed out way too early. He doesn't have a chance to have an impact. Now it's all on Shazam. Only good for 1. Great trading from Liquid now. They had the 3-on-1. They had the bomb planted. Amanek likely needs to save this op armor, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he can go for exits, but again, we've already talked. Like, Liquid are winning every single round, so money isn't going to be an issue. Damage won't go very far into this matchup, and he grabs another kill onto the exit, but that should just be the straight-up save now for Amanek. Doesn't want to throw in any kind of risk because the reward will not outweigh it, at least with going for these exit frags. So 13 for Liquid, as we said. Eco now for Misfits. They can invest somewhat around this AWP, get some, maybe even SMGs, right? They've got max loss. They can throw in, a couple of $1,000s each, and then it'll be the buy on the 30th round. 13-2, we're looking at a almost guaranteed 30-round game here.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? I mean, I feel like every round has really lived by who wins the mid-exchange in the early or mid-round. The only exception to that rule was when Twist got the big clutch in the B-bomb site. Every other round has really come down to that particular key moment. And right now, Liquid's been getting the better of it most of the time. And so you have to wonder, if you're Misfits, do you keep contesting mid-control? Do you keep, going 1-3-1 setups? Or do you at some point kind of concede middle and focus on locking down the bomb site itself? I mean, I'm just not sure what mentality they want to have about that.
It's getting very, very dangerous. And in overtime, anything can happen here. Liquid, as you would expect, good money. Misfits, not quite the same story. Double UMP, double CZ, and AWP close towards main, exactly where Liquid shows some presence. Devidovex here and potential flashbang in. He'll get aggressive at the Twist. Not blinded, able to get that first kill. With the AWP supporting it, misses. Shazam has not been having the game of his life here. And again, it's going to be him missing the shot that will come back to haunt Misfits. They could have taken the man advantage, but instead it's traded from that first kill from Twist. So down into a 4-on-4. Amanek hit heavy by the nade. He'll grab the AK, but they've got to give up main control with this kind of health left.
So Misfits did make the pivot. They got off of mid. They focused on trying to hold the site and being aggressive on A main. And it's been even. They should have gotten a 4-on-3. You're right. Shazam had the perfect opportunity to get the kill, just missed it. But he might have another one. No. But no, again, Elige thwarts him. And now Liquid has mid-control. They have the man advantage. They can shuffle players any direction they choose. It looks like they want to shuffle towards B, and unfortunately, that's where Misfits has most of their defense at.
Yeah, 2 players. And Amanek's on 1 HP on the wrong side of the map anyway, so we've got the best case scenario here for Misfits, given the setup. Now Liquid going to begin to push in, but again, we've seen crazy things happen on this B-bomb site. Sean Gares sits here and wait. Molotovs into the site. Good utility from Liquid, but they've got to clear it out. Sean Gares, quick peek, and he drops the bomb as well. His teammate dies, and so does he. Amanek with just 1 point of health. I'm surprised he's even looking for kills. To be honest, I would have liked to see that AK saved. Misfits, they concede another round to Liquid here on this T side. 14 found. What a ridiculous comeback this has been.
They've marched this all the way back. Like we've said multiple times, this half was just looking great for Misfits. They were stepping into it with a massive lead. Things didn't go too bad for them early on. They just needed to get their economy in order. But now you're seeing Liquid really start to clamp down. It's really been, again, because they win these mid-exchanges and they manage the aggression on the periphery of the sites as well.
And we say maybe Liquid, coming into this game, right, we were surprised at the map pick going, maybe they have something to show up their sleeves. And clearly they didn't on the CT side, but it's the T side where they seem a lot more fluid and a lot better, and they have their executes ready. So
I mean, think about this. Elige had a terrible first half. Like, he just wasn't really doing a whole lot on the CT side. He's really stepped up to the plate, opening things up for this team. Same with Twist. He's really made a recovery. So it may just be a sense of just coming out flat and needing some time to kind of get into the groove of things. And now they found that rhythm, and they may force the first overtime of this tournament.
This would be incredible if they actually could, but it's not over yet. Liquid cannot get complacent into the 30th round, and it seems like they're not playing very slow up into this 14-15 scoreline, waiting to see if Misfits are going to make the first play. We've seen them do it before occasionally, but it's typically been Liquid taking these man advantages, as you would expect with this comeback in full fruition. As again, they put pressure on middle. This time, Misfits have no control towards this side of the map. They've given it up. With a smoke down in Z, Shazam's forced back, and he's rotated down towards the B site.
And notice the adjustment from Misfits. Again, they don't want to bother with middle. They keep losing battles there. They want to focus up on defending these sites, give a chance to their key players to just try to lock something down. As Liquid, they look to do some type of mid-highway split. They have the control. They have Elish poking and prodding at highway with Stanislaw, and they have the rest coming out of A main.
20 seconds left, though. Play needed to be made for Liquid. 6 still here, and we've still got a bit of utility left for the CT side. He's back into the back of the site where the Molotov burned out previously. Elish quick entry, but Devo, he shuts one down. Amanek dropped in the meantime, and Sick, he still stands here. They haven't cleared him out, and they need to get the bomb down. If he stops the bomb, it's massive, but he goes down. Liquid have done it. They've taken it to overtime. 15-15 here on the T side after a 13-2 half here to Misfits. It will all fall apart.
What a comeback. And a part of it is just such individual recoveries for these Liquid players who started off so slow. The numbers weren't there. The names you're so used to seeing light up the scoreboard just weren't really in form. But now you're starting to see them, shape up, fire on all cylinders, get out there with that firepower, assert themselves in this map. And now we're all squared up in Liquid. They can just continue that momentum on their T side. Misfits has had no response to them. They can't, consistently battle them at mid control and find ways to win battles. And now you're seeing situations where they can't hold bomb site executes either. So Liquid are just kind of having their way with Misfits at this point. The adjustment from Misfits, I'm not sure where it comes from. I don't know if you try to take more initiative again on A main or B lobby or something like that, or if it's just a sense of like we need to find a way to make our AWPs work for us, because that hasn't really been the case. Or do you say, we've at times been able to stop Liquid from taking mid control. Let's go back to that. Let's get those incendiaries on boost. Let's get those rifles up close. Really one of the main rounds they lost off of that was actually just losing a clutch to Twist in the B bomb site. So I think usually they were actually not too shabby at holding mid when they committed heavy numbers to it. So they could go back to that.
Well, let's see as we're into the first round of overtime here. The crazy thing about this all is, while stats are stats, both these teams are far better on the CT side statistically. So this is the craziest thing to see, both teams having so much effect on this terrorist half. Liquid need to continue this momentum in good form, because again, their CT side is so weak, or at least it has been this matchup. This is where they need to go, at least 2, maybe even flawless if they want to take this one here in overtime. Aggression though for Misfits. They throw in 2 players up towards B main, and while we have the AWP holding off for JDM, he only just misses a shot. The smoke's down, and Misfits now spotting the passive AWP here from Liquid. They know what they're throwing in, so they're not going to get aggressive, or at least too aggressive, as they don't want to give this pick away.
Absolutely. This is the adjustment, just trying to get something aggressive B lobby, but they realize they can't really do it, right? That ops in spawn, it's a common holding position for oppers when you're playing default sometimes. And so Sean Garrett just keeps holding passive angles. He just wants that information right away to be able to call for a rotation. He's not looking to put himself in too much open space where he can go down for free. He just wants that intel. Now he backs up into B site. Shazam, passive middle with the op. So again, Misfits looking to do something aggressive at A lobby. They do get into lockers, so they have some space to work with now defending this A bomb side. But it's all for naught, because Liquid with the mid control, focusing up for some type of B split. Shazam is here, but what can he do?
Yeah, fast into the site. Shazam, he's going to miss a shot again. That was crucial. Now the smoke's down. He's not given another opportunity. Can't run through it. It's a flashes rain in as well. And Elish and Nitro both find entries. This is perfect for Liquid. Again, the man advantage just taken in their favor, and no trades for Misfits. It's only overtime, but we've got to see the save. Shazam and Amanek, no way in hell they win this round. And there's even Nitro still stuck in middle to try and catch rotations just in case. He'll just miss that exit from Amanek, but he might be able to find Shazam.
Just a game of timing that round, really, right? I mean, they're going for some type of aggressive push on A main to get information, and Liquid are already in transition to attacking the B bomb site without any type of information on mid. You can't know how they're transitioning. And so Misfits just get caught kind of out of place. I mean, that's really the bottom line. You go for a play one way, and it just so happens that Liquid's knocking on the door of the other bomb site. As we do see Amanek doing his best to save this M4. He's already gotten a couple of kills. And he's looking for even a bit more now as he starts peeking down into CT.
Ooh,
Does get that kill on the Stanislaw, so well done. Knocking some guns out and holding on to his in the meantime.
That's so weird that Liquid play so aggressive post-plant, though, because again, it is overtime, and yes, they're winning the rounds, but you've got to be careful with your money, especially, if we start to see CTs pick it up, it can get dangerous. Luckily, it's only going to be 3 rounds per half, so it won't come back to haunt them, at least just yet. And yeah, as pointed out, 39 kills. The disparity between these players is ridiculous. There's 31 kills between the top and bottom, 21 kills between the top and bottom player here for Misfits, so that's something you don't see every day. But this time, Misfits again back to that mid play.
Yep. Chain Incendiaries up. Amanek getting close behind that smoke. The big player for this team, and he does deliver with the headshot onto Elysia. Bullet between the eyes. Gives Misfits a 5-on-4. And Misfits will just kind of hold on to this now. They don't even actually have anyone on the A site. They're just focused up on playing Highway for now. As Twist does try to force his way through. He does get the closet, but at a heavy cost. He's only got 6 HP, and there's a player in Vince who could peek him any moment and put him down.
But with that man advantage, there's no need to play aggressive for Misfits. They don't need to peek out through the vents. They know that Liquid have control towards middle, so they can easily just get pincered if they actually go aggressive. And while they have control towards the highway, it's going to be Amanek falling back off the vents and Twist getting aggressive. Nades thrown out will give away Misfits' close positioning, but Twist is such an awkward spot considering he's so low, and he'll just go straight down. Double man advantage taken now for Misfits, but there's still more players to deal with. JDM, quick trade with Yorp, and they don't know Nitro's here as well, so they won't expect it as he wraps around the back. Devek shot, and now Nitro needs to watch his own backside as it's the player coming out through the Z. Luckily, JDM shuts it down. And now 2 players left up for Misfits to try and make this one work. The only positive is the bomb is alone. And whilst Liquid is sending players up highway to support Stanislaw, if he just goes for the straight up plant, Shulgers can catch it, gets one, needs to turn back around, but he doesn't expect Stanislaw there. And Shazam, 1v2, got to rotate back in. Not looking good. Liquid look to find 17 rounds, but a clutch is always on the cards.
Yeah, big kill from Nitro, being able to control Highway. It looked really good for Liquid at first, but okay, hold the phone. Shazam's actually going to be going for this thing. He does have a kit. He's got the M4. He's looking to take a close-range fight with it. Does find JDM at quad, but can he find Stanislaw on time? He taps the bomb, trying to bait Stanislaw out in the open space. He does just that, but Stanislaw, the aim is better. He gets the headshot. He gets the win. It's Liquid edging ever closer to stealing this map away from Misfits, despite the big lead they had earlier on.
This is ridiculous. And as well, if Liquid go through flawless on this T side, if they move over to CT where they had issues prior, it's just the momentum that could drag them through, the confidence after winning so many rounds on this comeback.
And let's be honest, the other big factor in some of these CT sides was never having the economy. That's not going to be a factor off the start in overtime.
For sure. And now the auto sniper out for Misfits. They're just throwing in curveballs left and right. Why not? Triple UMP, AWP, auto. Ridiculous buy from Misfits, but at this point, nothing else is working. Their CT sides have been dreadfully weak, as were Liquid's. And we've got to see this round picked up from Misfits. Otherwise, I think we're going to be going the way for the comeback, and I think Liquid are going to close out this map in the second half.
Yeah, again, just nothing's working for Misfits. When they contest mid directly, somehow Liquid are still finding ways to edge them out in battles. Holding sites hasn't really worked either because Liquid just find a read and they're able to bypass the heavier stack. And so Misfits have just kind of really come to a screeching halt. Other than Amanek, they're just not getting enough performances out of the rest of their players throughout this. Meanwhile, like all the guys on Liquid who are struggling heated back up, and they're making an impact on the game.
Yeah.
Have about 1 minute left on the clock here. Last round of this half of OT. Again, it's a race to 19 rounds in this MR3 setup.
And while we have the heavy mid control, they've completely given up A with a double B. So Misfits really taking a risk with this one, and it's all down to whether Liquid probe this A bomb site with no smokes, no flashes thrown just yet. It's not sure, but Twist, he's going to find that first kill. Elise looking for the second as well as his teammate goes down, so will he. Sick, nice work with the UMP, and now Liquid, they're going to be left to just 3 members. It might be Misfits' chance to find their first round on the CT side, but no, Nitro shuts it down on the rotation. Sick attempts to get aggressive, but he's punished. And Shazam with the AWP responds once again, so Misfits still maintain this man advantage, but with the A control given up, it's all up to Amanek, but he's got the best gun for the job here, auto sniper. Even with the smoke down, he can shoot right through that. They'll jump over, they'll cross. The bomb can go down, but there are only 10 seconds remaining. Misfits are coming in for the retake. It's JDM and Nitro left up for this T side. The AWP needs to start doing work right now, but Shazam, another kill comes through. It's now all into Nitro playing from the site. 28 points of health and 3 players up. We've seen Misfits throw away similar rounds. They can't afford to do it now. They're just playing slow. As Nitro waits for the peak, he's going to be forced to go for aggressive play, and Amanek shuts it down. Misfits, they find themselves 16 in OT. Finally, a CT round.
And in the least likely of rounds, right? I mean, they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel to get something going there. They're throwing the kitchen sink over at Liquid by pulling out an auto sniper, but it does work out nonetheless. And so at least they do come up with something in this first half of OT. But again, Liquid do have the advantage. But it's also true that the T sides have been the ones that have been more successful. So getting a CT round is massive because both these teams have had their struggles figuring out how to consistently hold against the attack of their opponent. And Misfits, you have to wonder, do they keep up that fast-paced play? And if so, how do Liquid respond? What answer do they have? Again, economy won't be a factor off the bat, which was such a big storyline throughout regulation, but and now I would also say that Liquid's players seem to be performing better on an individual basis. You know, you have a pretty tight frag distribution as well across the team, whereas Misfits is way more top-heavy with Amanek. So because those players seem to be getting back in better form individually, maybe that's enough to help Liquid have a better CT side to close this out.
Yeah, 30 kills between Amanek and Shazam, and even 20 kills between Amanek and Sick, who's second on the board for Misfits. This is crazy from Amanek. Great performance, but it may not even be enough to pull them through. They've got to pick this up on the T side, but this is where we saw them originally with that 13-2 half. And again, we saw those fast plays towards A. It seems to be happening again. They've taken quick control towards main. The smoke's down for Liquid, so that stops Misfits from bursting out onto the site.
Yeah, they'll just kind of wait things out. They're just kind of betting a little bit of utility at this point. They still have plenty of smokes and Molotovs for the true execute, which will be coming a little bit later. A lot of trust in the A site anchor for Liquid, which is going to be Twist. He'll have the op this time around, just hovering around quad, looking to see if anybody's going to give him some type of peek so he can get that opening kill, but no one from Misfits is biting on it just yet. In the meantime, Liquid do maintain some mid-control. Elish being at the forefront of that underneath boost. There's a couple players certainly waiting there for the right moment to strike. So a mid-battle could be how this thing starts off.
Oh, right as they give up mid-control, right as the player falls back, Misfits will burst, and it's so well timed. Oh! Sean Gares, what is that? 2 kills. It's ridiculous. It is exactly what Misfits needed. 4v2 taken now. They can run onto the A bomb site, and there's only one player left. JDM comes back in through middle to shut down Sean Gares, and it's the other AWP who does work as well. Twist has pulled this back. No way Liquid win this round. It's Sick now, a 1v1. He gets the bomb back in his favor and he can go for the plant. But JDM, a near full set of utility, needs to work his way back into the bomb site. It's all to play for here in the first round of this half. As Sick, he sits towards the back of quad. JDM tries to spot the cross, but he doesn't know. Sick could have already made his way back into main, and JDM's got to be aware of all possibilities as he sneaks back on in. Open bomb plant, so again, doesn't give him a lot of information to work with, but now he spots it. And with a Molotov as well, he can force his player out of position. It goes down. Sick, not going to fully peek. He's just baiting as he sits in the edge of the flames, and JDM running out of time. The play has to be made, and the timing. Oh, he gets it, JDM. That is ridiculous.
Oh my God, a round of just individual plays. Sean Gares had such an epic one in middle. I thought that was going to be enough to finish things off, but then Twist, he does his job in A with the op. He's able to get a couple of kills, even in close range situations where it can be at its most difficult to do so with the scoped weapon. And then JDM playing that 1v1 to perfection, using the incendiary so well. It almost didn't go deep enough in the quad, though. I thought Sig was going to be able to stay alive on the edge, and then he even got caught like switching to his pistol, so there was still chances for Misfits to maybe take it, but it just didn't happen. Indeed, a game of milliseconds sometimes, and Liquid, they edge out. They're 1 round away. After coming all the way back down from 2-13, they may take this game in overtime.
If they did, it would be a storyline to kick off this event as well, especially with the close matches between these two teams just last week at the NA Minor, with both of them beating each other in best-of-3s and both of them qualifying for the major qualifier as well. Who will take this? Liquid. They've got heavy mid-presence again. They've got 2 players here, Legion, Nitro, but already damage done early on. That's Nitro down to 26, and surprisingly enough, he's the player left to play this one solo. So they've got a lot of trust in him, but it could be misjudged, because a lot of the setup for Misfits, if they just go for this mid-split that we've been seeing time and time again, like in the previous round, he could go down easily.
Oh, they're going to go for a late boost. No one has boosted here this entire game, so the thought of checking this spot is probably really not that likely. And so this could come up big. The only chance is if they heard the boost in Squeaky door. Sick is in Squeaky. He may have heard them do this.
But here they go. Misfit's going to barrel on out. Elige's flash, and as you say, they don't check it. He's completely bypassed, but Devo turns back on with the frag. Sean Gares unable to get the entry, but it's Devon Devek. Every kill his way. 3 frags in for Misfits, and only 2 for Liquid. As Stanislaw and JDM are left back in for the retake, they've got to go for this one. It may as well happen. Misfits, good utility to hold off the post plant, but it will all be expended early on. Only flashbangs remain, and Liquid going to begin to sneak their way through. Stanislaw, he's the man forced to make the plays. JDM is only left with an AWP, but the timing gets the better of him. Sick rounds the corner. Molotov will force the AWP player out, and while Shazam will miss, so will JDM. And Misfits, they'll do it. 17 rounds in. They bring this to, well, either the last round of the first overtime, or we're going to go to 2. You couldn't ask for a closer game, Dust.
No, it's been really tight these last rounds of regulation and into overtime as well. big play from Devoduvic. I felt like that round really did hinge on do they check boost or not, and Devo does happen to get the clear on. He gets a quad kill in the round as well, so a big individual effort overall from him. He keeps Misfits alive in this best of one. We're coming down to the last round of first OT. Liquid are certainly not in the most ideal of situations. Fast mid control from Misfits, heavy numbers coming up highway quick.
Yeah, and only 3 players here. Well, I say only. Liquid have got the defense, but they've not got the weapons. Nitro already dead. Fast into main. Elige's going to manage to pull things back, and the bomb dropped as well. That's massive for Liquid. They've now got it under control. No smoke going down, but it will be planted by Elige. Still Molotov through, and Sick with a quick kill before the smoke blooms. Still needs to check this close corner as Twist is there, and he's not going to do so. Twist is there. He finds a frag, and Elige pulls it back for Liquid, but it's trades back and forth. What's that push from Twist? He gets caught by Devoduvic. That was a massive mistake to make. It will leave JDM in a clutch situation. Misfits about to pull this to another overtime, but they're yet to retrieve the bomb. They don't know where JDM is. They don't know that he's rotated back. And now, as he sneaks on back through, they will get it in time, just moving out of position. The issue is, with them not spotting here earlier, they may not expect JDM to be so quick on their heels from main. If they go for an open plant for this squeaky position, it could all fall apart, but no, he just misses the edge. Does catch the kill eventually, but now he needs to work out where Amanek is. Smoke down, and he has the knowledge. Exactly that Molotov, he could just jump straight on the bomb. Amanek needs to make a play. It's a fake, and Amanek knows it. He's not going to commit to it. Spray through the smoke. JDM jumps on it. 4 seconds left. Amanek doesn't have the angle. He doesn't go for the play, and he's going to push back through, but it's Liquid to take the victory, 19-17 in overtime.
Big clutch from JDM to close things down, just reading that post-plant position so well, plays it perfectly, puts the incendiary, forces to get the confirmation on getting the spam out, and then just makes sure he angles himself on the defuse that there's no way those bullets are going to pose any real threat to him. And so Liquid, they bring that thing all the way back. Such a slow start.